Good morning guys, thank you so much for tuning in today and watching this video. I'm coming at you guys from Phong Nha, Vietnam. Let me just show you guys the view outside of my window because this is actually incredible. We are basically getting ready to explore the north of Vietnam and I'm so excited. We've done the whole of the south. I've heard so much good things about North Vietnam. Everyone says that it gets better the further up that you go. Nature is supposed to be some of the best nature in the whole world, and if Phong Nha is anything to go by, I honestly could believe that. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy watching the rest of this video.
One, two, three, let it go!
Okay, but in all seriousness, guys, that was honestly one of my favorite experiences, I think, probably in the whole of Vietnam. If you guys are ever in Phong Nha, please check out the dark stop. It was amazing. Look how amazing this hostel is. We have like this little deck set outside of our room. It's just naturey. You walk outside straight away and there's just like a lake. So we're gonna rent a scooter and explore what there is to see in the area. So far it looks really cool. Maybe a little bit more nightlife, which is nice. Phong Nha was like incredible, very like naturey and scenic, but like nowhere to go at night. It's not like I want to go clubbing every night, but I want to like at least go and like sit somewhere and chat to people. I've just realized my phone is cracked. I drop my phone quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Real graveyard. We are at Hang Mua Dragon Bridge. We just scaled this whole mountain all the way up the top, which is so cool. This like lake, I don't really know what it is. Where are we going next? We're going sightseeing more? Check the map.
There's not too much light left.
Guys, look at what we are looking at. This place is insane. It's like a beach by a river, just in the mountains. But look at the sunset. Love it here. Found a really cute cafe. We're gonna get like a little juice or something just to like power up after that hike, and then we're gonna head to Ninh Binh for Saturday night. Ninh Binh on a Saturday night took us very much by surprise, guys. There was this hot air balloon show in the middle of a fairground as well. There were so many children. There were rides and music. Okay, so she gave us a really weird fruit. I have absolutely no idea what this is, but I'm gonna try it. What the? That's so weird. We have some like more normal looking ones. Definitely normal is not the right word. No, what I like about these, they're not too sweet. But like in the UK or America, the sweets would be like really sweet, whereas here it's not. Something as well that was at the fairground, a like mother-daughter pageant show. Also right on the water in central Ninh Binh, there's this beautiful monument. I think it's a temple, and there's a collection of like really amazing bars and boats and stuff. So we decided to take a little bit of a detour to Sydney Opera House. Okay, in case you can't tell, that was a joke. I'm obviously not in Sydney Opera House. I am in drizzly old Vietnam. We are in Ha Long Bay at the minute, and the weather is really not that nice. There is actually a typhoon at the minute in like Hoi An and Da Nang area, but up here we're getting some pretty strong winds. I mean, it's definitely not a typhoon, but it is like cold, windy. So Ha Long Bay isn't exactly what we kind of thought it was going to be. Most popular tourist destination in Vietnam for its like beaches and its scenic like views, but because the weather is so bad, it's basically kind of taken all that out of it, and there's no one here as well. It's almost like a ghost town. It's actually quite eerie. Probably only going to do 2 nights, and then we are going to go to Cat Bar Island, which again, because it's off season, we can't really do like snorkeling or kayaks or boats or just swimming on the beach or sunbathing. All of that's kind of going to be gone, so I don't really know what else is going to be there. Just to give you guys a bit of a flavor of what the weather was actually like in Ha Long Bay, it was completely desolate, and all of the trees were like bent over, broken. There were lots of houses as well that have been like kind of smashed through from the recent typhoon that they had. That was the worst one that they'd had in a very, very long time, and it unfortunately kind of destroyed a lot of Ha Long Bay. I just want to give you guys a little bit of insight into the meal that we're eating right now. Special crab, shank beef, lean pork paste, balut, and vermicelli noodle. We weren't sure exactly what
This is the balut, by the way.
We weren't sure exactly what a balut was, and then we realized what it actually is a duck embryo. If you guys can see, cooked duck embryo. This looks insane, this whole like concoction of like random noodle. But how much is it? 65 Vietnamese dong, which I'll put on the screen how much that is. You get like a little bowl here, and you need to put the vegetables inside, and then you mix it up. The coffee as well, it's salt coffee, so it has like a salt taste to it, but then they mix it with condensed milk, so it becomes like really sweet. This is a very, very authentic Vietnamese dish, and I think we're going to enjoy it. Next, after just 2 nights in Ha Long Bay, we did get a ferry over to Cat Bar Island. This is actually where they filmed the King Kong movie. Which one, I am not sure. We stayed in the Secret Garden hostel, which was probably one of my favorite hostels that I've stayed in Vietnam. It was just airy and loads of plants, really cool art and like little cute details here and there. And then we decided to rent a scooter. This is the little map that the hostel gave us. Ticked off all the different sites one by one. They also forced us to wear these helmets that were way too big. This place was really cool. It's like a cave hospital. Built this back in the war in order to obviously hide the hospital from the American soldiers. There was also some other cool little bits of like art installations just along the road, which kind of reminded me of some of the sculptures they have down in Dala. And one of the best parts actually was just riding through the island, just seeing all the different rock configurations that they have. There's something just so freeing about being on the back of a bike and just driving. Oh! Oh, what if the shit is gone? We have just touched down in Hanoi. We already have such a good feeling about this place. Literally been here for like 2 seconds, just ordered a coffee, and I already feel so happy to be here. The kind of person I am, I think I'm a city gal through and through. I much prefer being like in a big city where there's lots of stuff to do. So this is our Airbnb. It is so nice, bright and airy, desk area, big windows outside, and we even have our own kitchen. Yes, we can do some cooking. It's been such a long time since we have been able to cook. Other than cooking classes, I think I've cooked twice in the last like 4 months. I did actually buy a GoPro from Facebook Marketplace in Hanoi. I paid about 4,500,000 dong, which is around 140 pounds. I'm now the proud owner of a GoPro. It's gonna be amazing because soon we are gonna be doing the Hajang Loop. Desperately wanting to have a GoPro to film the Hajang Loop. I'm real excited for this next journey on the GoPro. If I'm just using my Samsung phone. This is my friend Jake from London. So this is the part of the video where we head off to do the Hajang Loop. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to wait for that as I'm going to do a whole separate vlog for the Hajang Loop. After spending pretty much the 4 best days of my entire life, me and my group basically made like the best of friends, and we all headed off to Sapa together to spend 3 days in just pure nature. After being on the high of the Hajang and just being surrounded by the Hmong people, different animals, the best nature you've ever seen, Sapa was the perfect transition back down into reality. It was still in the mountains. We did so much hiking, a welcomed rest from the intensity of doing the Hajang. But unfortunately, I did actually end up losing all of the footage that I did of Sapa. I had some really cool videos done, but I've had to rely on the videos and photos from the other people that I was with. But hopefully I've put enough in there for you guys to get a flavor of this incredible, beautiful place. Nothing beats waking up first thing in the morning and catching a grab bike through the beautiful streets. I always feel so connected to my surroundings this way, and it's time to do a spot of shopping and get some breakfast. This is the Hidden Gem Cafe. It's where I spent most of my breakfast. It's absolutely my favorite cafe. It's got such a like rustic vibe. There's just so many like intricate little details everywhere. I'm such a sucker for plants and like a vintage kind of look as well. And the food here is literally just amazing. I think always when you're traveling to a new country or you're spending a lot of time in a new city, for example, you'll always find like a cafe that is really you. This is definitely my cafe. And this dish that I'm having right now, look at the color of the noodles. It's like pink noodles, which I am a bit of a sucker for anything pink. Sadly, my time in Vietnam has come to an end, but not without making an everlasting impact. We originally only planned to stay here for 1 month, but we ended up staying for 2.5. The people here are so friendly. The food, in my opinion, is one of the best in the world. The natural landscapes are breathtaking. It's so rich in culture and history. So please, if you're ever considering to visit Vietnam, please make it a priority. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.